Want some Alex Perry glamour in your life? Well, you should have gone to Specsavers.
Now, mind over matter. A Perth man has lost nearly half his body weight just by thinking himself thin. After spending years on a waiting list for lap band surgery, Bryan McNamara decided to try something radical. He was hypnotised into believing he'd had the operation. Graham Butler reports on the procedure that requires no surgery.
So even with the noises of the doctors and nurses going about their business, you are beginning to feel more and more sleepy.
What you're hearing is the sound of surgery, a lap band being fitted to a patient's stomach. But it's all in his head. This is what's called hypno-banding.
Imaginary lap band. Actually, I'm on the waiting list for the real lap band, which I've been on the waiting list for about 3 years, still waiting.
Do you need that now?
No.
Bryan McNamara battled his weight for years, a downward spiral of obesity.
I was just living on drive-through takeaway and it was costing a fortune and piling the weight on, and it was just a stairway to hell.
He'd tried every diet known to man without success. At his biggest, Bryan weighed in at 182 kilos.
Going to the shops, I'd have to take a trolley to lean on. I'd finish shop and come out, and I'd have to sit on the bench outside the shops just to have a breather, and then go to the car, and then
Hello, Bryan.
Hi, how are you?
Good to see
About 18 months ago, he tried something a bit left field. He contacted hypnotherapist Amber Poole, who hypnotised Bryan, convincing him he'd actually undergone stomach banding surgery to reduce how much he could eat.
We actually do a virtual gastric banding. So I take the person through as if they're arriving at the hospital, meeting the surgeon, the anaesthetist, being taken down into surgery and having a virtual lap banding placed on their stomach.
The surgeon is very skilled and knows exactly what he's doing. He goes about his work full of confidence, having performed this procedure many, many times.
I was coming up to York after I'd finished with Amber, and I stopped off to get my normal feed, a couple of sausage rolls and a bag of chips, and had half a sausage roll and I was full.
I can hear the sceptics out there howling from the rooftops.
Oh, for sure. And look, I can understand that, but after doing this for as long as I have and seeing the results that I see, I have absolutely no doubts about it at all now.
So what are the results? For Bryan, it's been life-changing.
Jump up there for us. And you've got the commercial scales. Why have you got those, by the way?
Well, the normal bathroom scales didn't cut it. They only go to about 150 kilos, so big ones.
Right, so you went off the scale on that.
Scale on those,
wow.
yeah.
So what are you then at? 119 clothed?
Closed, yeah.
Wow.
Bryan has lost almost 70 kilos, close to half his starting body weight. The reason for the weight loss is diet. After the hypno-banding, Bryan only ate small portions of healthy food.
Little tins of tuna with some cruscets or in a wrap or something like that. That's about 200 calories, so I'll sort of work that into it as well.
These days, Bryan has even taken to growing his own vegetables. His backyard garden not only offers a healthy diet, but a bit of exercise too.
If I'd told you 2 years ago that you would have lost almost 70 kilos, be growing your own vegetables to eat, what would you have thought?
No, not possible, not possible.
I think for a lot of people it just feels that if they're receiving something that they know has already helped a lot of people in reality, then for them it's something outside of themselves again, which helps facilitate the change within themselves. Obviously changed my eating and patterns and behaviours, and lost 27 kilos in 20 weeks.
But you are being moved out of the theatre and you are being taken towards the recovery room.
While skeptics might scoff at surgery that's all in the mind, consider this. Bryan's now about to take himself off the real surgery waiting list, and there's nothing imaginary about that.
It worked for me, and that's all I can go by, but yeah, I mean, why not?
Bryan says now that he's lost all the weight, he wants to start dating. That report is on our website. Coming up, the Perth school where it's okay to crash and burn.
So easy to see the boys with this aura of invincibility.
He's about to remember the truth.
I remember the accident. It wasn't Heath, it was Brax and Charlie.
Home and Away, next.
The grand final is just 3 performances away.